Hey everybody, coming to you again with some super exciting news with Follow Up Boss. You've probably seen in the past couple days that you've got a little green make a call button, little green telephone handset there on your desktop app, and as well inside your phone app on Follow Up Boss. You will notice also you now have access to a dialer. We did this for a couple of reasons. Number one, we were getting a lot of feedback from all of you that you were suspecting any text messages that were sent from within Follow Up Boss weren't making it to their intended recipient. And we were trying to figure out why that happened. Well, it ends up that since you all know that we had been texting from one of two numbers, right? So if we look here, it was one of these two numbers that you were assigned to, and you really had no other way to text. Every single text message that was going out from all 500 of our agents plus, in addition to our drip campaign, were coming from these two phone numbers, one of the two. Consequently, some of the phone carriers identified us as a spammer. What happens now is a lot of those text messages were being routed to junk or not able to be passed through to the consumer. So part one was, let's figure out how to get by that. Well, the solution was a dialer. Second part of this was, how are we going to get folks to embrace calling from the system, make it easier to log those calls, and be kind of in compliance with that communication thing we talk about? Solved another issue. Part three of it is, in working with our friends at Octum, you know they're getting ready to come out with the new application that we're currently testing in the South Miami team. We are at a point where they too are going to be able to integrate the dialer into the system. This gives us a ton of flexibility. It allows us to make sure that we stay in compliance. It alleviates a lot of the issues with text messages not being delivered. So what I'd like to do real quick, run you through what we need to look at. So a couple things. In your desktop app, go up to where your picture is, click that drop down, and do me a favor, go to settings. Once in the settings, if you look down here, you're going to be able to see your phone number. What I would recommend is, rather than the ring desktop then forward to, I'd suggest ring both of them simultaneously, right? Ring 954-955-1230 and the desktop app at the same time. You can also record a voicemail. This will mean if someone happens to dial your Follow Up Boss number, which, by the way, I would recommend considering it now your office number, right? You've got your cell number, you got your office number. That way there isn't any confusion. They'll have both of those numbers linked to you. You can certainly incorporate your number into your signature block and into your normal course of business. That way, as you're communicating with people, regardless of which number it comes from, they're going to know it's you. You'll be able to see your number right here. I can change my number because I've got admin access, but you should be able to identify your phone number by looking here. So again, you're going to modify the ring desktop and your cell phone number at the same time. You can certainly record a voicemail number, and you can also make a test call. I would suggest then you click save. And once you've saved, you are set to go from there. You can do the same thing, and I'll be sending out a little how-to on the phone app as well. That won't be coming today, but in relatively short order. Now let's talk about the use. When you're working from your desktop app, pretty simple. If you are working with a lead, always recommend obviously that you have a headset. It will also work through your computer system. So for instance, if you're working on your laptop and you don't have a headset in, the laptop microphone and the laptop speaker will suffice. I've used it before quite a bit in the past. But it's pretty simple. You just go right up here and you click on make a call. You'll notice that always the first drop down is the lead. You notice tab at the tester. Once you click on that, phone call is automatically going to be placed. So you hear now that I'm making a phone call to Tabitha. This happens to be my daughter. She'll probably answer here in a second. And we're waiting. Hello, Tabitha. You are on a call right now with your dad through the Follow Up Boss app. We're doing a training session.
Oh, cool.
See, that's her. Say hi, Tabitha. You're talking to everybody at Robert Slack right now.
Hi.
There we go. All right, so let's say we've completed our phone call. We can now go ahead and hang up. Bye, Tabitha. Pretty simple to use, right? So we can do that anytime we want. There's also options to merge calls, a lot of other higher end stuff that you're really not going to be using that much. This is also how our ISA team has been transferring all of these leads to you. They have the inbound phone number, and they're able to do that. So, as a recommendation, you will be able to get your Follow Up Boss instance set up correctly. You're now going to be able to log calls, and if you look here, that call has now logged, right? I don't need to worry about typing in information or clicking a special button. I can also, if I choose, go in here and add call notes. Spoke with Tabitha, and ITHA, and she will be buying a home. There we go. So now we click save. Not only that, but we'll also be able to listen to ourselves. I know that seems a little bit weird, but let me make this recommendation. Go through your calls and listen to yourself. You're going to find out that the way you think you're presenting things isn't the way it's actually coming across during the phone calls. You'll be able to use these as your own personal coaching session to kind of see where you're doing maybe not so well and where you're excelling, some things that you might be able to tweak and adjust along the way. So not only have we resolved a lot of the issues in terms of interfacing, logging, we're eliminating the problems with the text messaging, but we've also made it easy for you to coach yourself and learn up. One of the other things I would recommend, if you click on here, you can click the text message and you've got the to button. You can now select where you want it to come from. Now you're going to make sure that you select your own phone number here. So if it does happen to be the company drop-down number, just double check. You only have to do it once. You don't have to do it for every single text message. But now what's going to happen is every time you send out a text message from within Follow Up Boss, it's going to come from your own personal office work number. Anyway, hope this provided you a little bit of guidance. You guys should all be ready to go now with local exchanges. Embrace it. Let's start rocking and rolling and making those phone calls from within the system. It also works on the phone app. You'll now see that you've got the dialer, and rather than say make from the phone call, you'll be able to dial right from within Follow Up Boss. And once we start rolling Octum out to the entire team, you'll also be able to use your office number through Follow Up Boss in Octum. Hope this helps. You guys keep it up. We're having an awesome month, kicking along with a great year, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon.